Welcome to Ram Dass Here and Now. I'm Raghu Marcus. We've got a pretty great talk that I found of Ram Dass's called Bringing It All Back Home. But before I get into that, I came across something pretty interesting. I hope it's interesting to everybody. My father passed a number of months ago, earlier this year, and we had a memorial for him, and a lot of satsang was there, as well as family, because my father was, as many of you know, because I've told this story through podcasts and on retreats and so on, my father ended up in India to see how my brother and I were doing when we went there. When Ram Dass went back the second time, and we were there, a bunch of us. And his wife my stepmother gave me a bunch of his possessions, and in them he kept a whole raft of letters that I and my brother had written him from India before he came that first time. And I think we had, letters back and forth after he came back and so on. So I had not even seen these things over these many, many years. And I just started going through them before I was going to do this podcast. And I thought, geez, this is unbelievable, because I wrote him a letter just after I met Maharaji, literally the day after or within days. So this gives you an idea. Here I was, 24, 25 years old, just in India for a number of months. I made it up north to Nainital and had darshan with Ram Dass's guru immediately. His name is Neem Karoli Baba, and he is obviously what was shining through Ram Dass in America, and what is shining through him now. As with the mother, and I was referring to the mother at Sri Aurobindo Ashram, who I had, a saint that it was the first holy being that I had met in my trip to India, and I had been there just before I had seen Maharaji. As with the mother, he emits the most pure, loving, beautiful vibrations. I, along with some other Ram Dass followers, were in his presence for 3 days. He constantly gave out with facts about our past and our future. It's quite unbelievable to sit with a being who knows the past, present, and future. I felt like pinching myself to see if I was really there. I kept thinking, what else could I experience in India? But it seems endless. There was a friend of mine from Canada in this group. And when we first came to see him, without saying anything, he said, in other words, I didn't say, this was the first words, he just turned to me and to her, and he went, "You're friends from Canada," in a sort of off-the-cuff statement. He then told me I had been at Aurobindo Ashram before coming there, which is where the mother was. Actually, those are trivial things compared to his actual presence. That would be impossible to describe in words. All that Ram Dass said of him is more than true. That's just the first part of this. Fascinating to me to read back then and remember those moments. I remember those moments as if they were yesterday.